Well, it's looking like STOOPKID is not going to have his stoop this week because the snitch is way over here. Now, this is going to be a little different of a vendor reset video for you because I did miss yesterday's weekly vendor reset. So this is going to be a all-in-one encompassed weekly vendor reset video. All the vendors, all of them that have been reset today. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now, today is October the 2nd, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for all of your vendors. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we're going to start off with Cassie Mendoza, we'll hit Danny Weaver, and then we'll hit all of the remaining vendors. So I hope you enjoy it. Now, let's go ahead and jump to the snitch. Now, if you don't know already, the snitch is going to be in different locations throughout the open world map. Usually, I find him in a different location, so like I do every week, I tell you, just put in the comment section down below where you typically find the snitch, and hopefully that will help other people without, within the community. Now, with that being said, where I have found the snitch today, here are my coordinates, 1945 by 4641. And I am on the second story of this building, and I'm just outside of the DZ East Charlie checkpoint. But again, let everyone know where you find the snitch, that way no one has any troubles. And the reason why I say that is because these two vendors are going to be timed. So they will be only open today, and let me see, here's one right here. So you have to look for the white shopping cart icon on your map once you talk to the snitch, and then you will find Cassie Mendoza and Danny Weaver's locations. Now you can see in the top left of your screen, these vendors actually close in 16 hours. So that's why I tell everyone to just let people know where you typically find the snitch and help each other out, because these vendors do open and close quite a bit. Now, we will start with Cassie Mendoza, and then we'll jump over to Danny Weaver. But this week, Cassie is in the southwest part of the map, and the easiest way to get to her is just to fast travel to the Air and Space Museum, and then run across the street. Here we go. And I do apologize about missing yesterday's weekly vendor reset. These longer videos take quite a bit of lung capacity, and I have not really been feeling up to it this week. But I'm going to try to knock this one out, and I'm going to do the all the other vendors a little bit different as well. I'll talk about that after Danny. But here is Cassie Mendoza. I am going to timestamp it. So the way I'm going to timestamp it is I'll do Cassie, Danny, and then I'll do the weekly vendor reset. Okay? So first up, here is Cassie.
Take your time, Agent.
And starting off at the top, we have the Emmeline's Guard. This is the named P90, and this one's actually a really good one to pick up. So the cool thing about this P90 is it comes with perfect preservation, which gives you armor on kill, and if you get a headshot, it will double that armor on kill. But also, it has that damage to targets out of cover to where you can just max out the SMG damage, optimize the damage to targets out of cover and crit chance, and you are good to go with a God-rolled Emmeline's Guard. Following that, we have the Courier. This is the named Habsburg Guard backpack with perfect creeping death, and this one with crit chance and weapon handling. What I would do is recalibrate that weapon handling off. You could go double crit, you could go crit chance status, you could go crit chance headshot. There's so many different ways you could spin this one, but definitely remove the weapon handling and then put whatever it is you want. Following that, we have the Shield Splinterer. And, well, there is a disclaimer for both of these bottom two named items. So if you are a new or returning player, you actually have to unlock these two items. So if you do not see them in your inventory, it's because you have not unlocked them. So to unlock the Shield Splinterer, you have to hunt down and eliminate all of the Year 1 hunters and open up the ivory chest that is in the base of ops. Once you do that, you will receive this weapon, and she will sell it every week. Now, for the Hunter-Killer, it's the Woni. So this one, you have to have Warlords of New York, and you have to hunt down and eliminate all of the Year 2 hunters, and then open up the ivory or the off-white chest that is in the Haven settlement. That will give you the Hunter Killer chest piece, and then Cassie will sell it every week thereafter. So the ivory chest for the Shield Splinterer and the off-white for the Hunter Killer. Now, speaking of the Shield Splinterer, this is the named F2000 with Perfect Optimist, and this one comes with max health damage and swap speed. Following that, we have the Hunter Killer with weapon handling and status effects. Now, remember, this is the going gear, so you get status effects from the brand set bonus, and with it being the Hunter Killer, you have Perfect Intimidate. What I would do with this one is recalibrate the weapon handling off, probably for, say, armor regeneration, maybe crit chance, something like that. But this is a good chess piece to run. It's really fun. Perfect Intimidate. Going to the gear set items, we have a hardwired backpack with repair skills, Hunter's Fury chest piece with crit chance, not bad, Aces and Eights gloves with crit hit damage, Foundry Bulwark knee pads with repair skills, Striker holster with armor regeneration. That's a good one. Pick this one up and change the weapon damage to an armor core. This is really good. Strikers with high armor and armor regeneration is really strong. And they reverted part of that, or they reworked the Striker nerf that's coming next update, so it's really not going to be that bad. So pick this one up, change the weapon damage to an armor core, good to go. And finally, for the gear set items, Umbra Mask with headshot damage. Nice. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Stoner LAMG with accuracy and ignited, a Model 700 with vindictive and crit chance, Going Gear chest with normal intimidate, max explosive resistance and health, and finally a Lingmo holster with repair skills and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.3 and burn strength on a chem launcher for 6.6. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Cassie. I mean, the Immeling's Guard is nice. The Courier isn't bad, just change the weapon handling. The Hunter Killer isn't bad, just change the weapon handling. I mean, oh yeah, the Striker holster, for sure. And then the Umbra, if you go for headshots. Oh yeah, that would be a good one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 items from Cassie. All right. So with that being said, let's jump over to Danny Hawiva. And to do so, you have to look, there it is, for the other white shopping cart icon on your map. Highlight it, and this week, Danny Weaver is in Foggy Bottom. So we're going to fast travel to the Truman safe house, and we'll run over there to Foggy Bottom. Now, the problem with this location, and I'll show you right here live, is that the GPS is going to take you to the wrong spot. So let me explain once we get over there. Now, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and ring that notification bell. I do daily Division content, and that way you don't miss a single video. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a new event coming next week, and more to talk about, so stay tuned for more videos. Now, the problem here, you can see the GPS is taking me to the left, and then it wants me to go down the street, all right? That's not the location. You can see that I highlighted it. It's actually underneath this parking lot. So you need to go to this green door and not follow the GPS. Now you can see the GPS is still trying to get me to run down the street, and that's not the location. It's just right here through the green door. Go down the ladder, and then you will find Danny Weaver right here. This is the only entrance for some reason that GPS messes up. Now, I will timestamp it. Here is Danny Weaver.
You want to make a deal?
And this week, we do not have a lot. We have 1 exotic, 2 field proficiencies, 3 seasonal caches for this season, first rogue, and 1 crafting cache. So what is that? So that's 1, 3, 6. We only have 7 caches. All right. Pick them up and make sure that it takes away from your textiles. That way you know it's working. There we go. And that should be it. Let's see what I get from Danny Weaver. Again, let me know in the comments what you get from Danny Weaver this week. And here we go. Exotic. The Bloody Knuckles. Yeesh. All right, what was it? The seasonal caches. Some zoo items. More zoo items. All right. Very nice. Cool. Cool beans. But that is it for Danny Weaver. So now what we are going to do is we're going to do our weekly vendor reset. So this is a little bit different. I know. And it's going to be a lot longer than your typical vendor reset, but I have to go through every single vendors. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to edit me just talking about each and every one of these vendors, okay? So we're going to do a lot of jumping around. And this first one, we're just going to stay here at the base, so there's no need to edit that. But here is your base of ops vendor reset for this week.
What can I do for you?
And starting off at the top, we have the Cold Relations. This is the named PP19 with Perfect Strained. Now remember, this is going to get a big buff next update, which is, I guess, about a month away or so. You could pick this one up, change the magazine size to damage targets at a cover, optimize the other attributes, and then just put this in the stash and wait until next month. It will be more powerful. Following that, we have a SIG MPX with Headshot and Sledge, a FAMAS with Reload Speed and Stabilize, and a Card 45 with Rate of Fire and Optimist. Looking at the gear items, we have a Badger Tough backpack with Composure, Hazard, and Health, and a Grupo chest piece with Focus, Skill Haste, and Explosive Resistance. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.4, Drone Damage 4.2, Turret Duration 5.9, and Sticky Bomb Duration 6.4. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor. The Cold Relations, just keep it for next season. I would pick that one up just to see how the buffs look for you, see if you like it or not. But that's really it. Now, the next vendor over here at the Base of Ops is going to be the Countdown vendor. There's no need to edit it because I'm right here. So here's your Countdown vendor. And we have the Emmeline's Guard. This is the exact same one that I just showed you from Cassie Mendoza. So if you don't want to use normal credits, you can use Countdown credits. Just come over to the Countdown vendor and it costs 75 Countdown tokens. Following that, we have the Courier. This is the named Habsburg Guard backpack with Perfect Creeping Death. And this is the exact same one that Cassie Mendoza has as well. All you need to do is change the weapon handling off for, say, crit, headshot, armor regen, status, whatever it is you want. You're good to go. And, but we have a must-buy here at the Countdown vendor. Max crit hit damage on Perfectly Wicked. So you can make this a double crit Perfectly Wicked. You can make this crit status, crit armor regen, however you want. But this is a good one, Perfectly Wicked. It is the Anarchist Cookbook, the named Going Gear backpack. And yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. All right, and finally, before I start doing the old editing magic, here is the Clan vendor. Now, just a reminder, the DoD, Disciples of Doom, we are on every platform. So we are on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. If you are interested in joining the DoD, you can join my Discord server, and I have different tabs for you to put your name in. Put your name in there. Whenever I have open spots, I'll let everyone know in those tabs, and then just reply, and you'll get an invite. All right? So that's how you join the DoD. And with that being said, here is the Clan vendor. Starting with the Big Show. This is the named LMG with Perfect Thunderstrike, and this one with Accuracy. Looking at the gear set items, we have a Foundry pair of gloves with near max armor and repair skills, Rigger knee pads with repair skills, ongoing directive mask with crit hit damage. Looking at the high-end items, we have a custom M870 with pummel and accuracy, a police MK17 with reload speed and eyeless, officer's M9A1 with magazine size and spike. Continuing down, we have Overlord holster with weapon handling and crit hit damage. That one's not bad, I guess. But whenever it comes to Overlord, I would definitely just use the Fox's Prayer. We have the Resolute MK47 with crit chance and vindictive. Electric pair of knee pads. These are really good knee pads. Pick up these electric knee pads and recalibrate the repair skills off for, say, status effects, or skill haste. Either way, perfect pair of knee pads. I'll pick one up. And finally, for the high-end items, we have a golden pair of gloves with skill haste and repair skills. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.3, ensnare burn strength, or my bad, chem launcher burn strength. There you go. Why was I trying to say ensnare? Ensnare launcher? Oh man, sorry. The one time I cough, it's because I'm cracking myself up. All right, chem launcher burn strength. Probably because people use riot foam so much. 6.6. We have repair skills of 17.2 and hive +4 stem charges. All right, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The foundry gloves are really good. Just change the repair skills off for whatever it is you want. The ongoing directive pair mask is really good. You could change the weapon damage to an armor or just change the crit damage to whatever it is you want. The electric knee pads are really good, and really that's about it. So 1, 2, 3 items. All right. Now that is it for the base of ops. Now let's jump around. Jump around. Next up, the campus settlement. Here we go. Starting off at the top, we have the White Death. This is the named marksman rifle with that maxed out headshot damage. And this one, crit chance and fast hands. Following that, we have a custom M44 with reload speed and naked. And then finally, a classic RPK with optimal range and killer. Looking at the gear items, we have a Heraldi mask with crit hit damage and armor regen. Not bad, actually. You could pick this one up, make it double crit, or you could change the weapon damage to an armor core. Either way, nice mask. And finally, a Douglas and Harding holster with weapon handling and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.2, chem launcher radius 5.9, hive +4 stem charges, pulse radius 8.7, and trap duration of 4.2. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus settlement. Just the Heraldi mask, to be honest. And that's it. And that's only if you like Heraldi. I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next. We are here at the Dark Zone vendors, and the first one is the DZ West vendor. Now remember, all of these Dark Zone vendors will only take DZ resources. So go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. This is the only currency that these vendors will take. All right, here we go. DZ West.
Welcome, Agent.
Ooh, double named items right there. So we start off with the Calibre. This is the named shotgun with perfect jazz hands. And this one with damage to targets at a cover. It is a good one to pick up. All you have to do is max out the shotgun damage and then optimize the damage to armor and damage to targets at a cover. Next up, we have the Like Glue and another one with damage to targets at a cover. This is another good named shotgun. Both of these are good to pick up right now. Now, this one, the Like Glue, comes with perfect brazen for the talent. But again, just max out the shotgun damage and then optimize the armor damage and damage to targets at a cover. Good to go. And finally, for the weapons, we have a LVOAC, which will be fully auto next update. And this one with headshot damage and sledgehammer. Looking at the gear items, we have a Foundry pair of gloves with explosive resistance, Aegis knee pads with good armor and explosive resistance, Alps gloves with explosive resistance and weapon handling, and finally Habsburg Guard knee pads with explosive resistance and armor regeneration. Looking at the mods, we have shock resistance 8.3, Seeker Mine +1 cluster, shield deflector damage 4.3, Firefly blind effect duration 5.9, and decoy duration of 5.5. Now, must buy things to look for from the DZ West vendor. The Calibre, the Like Glue are both good pickups. But really, that's about it. All right. Now, let's go. DZ South. Here we go.
Good to see you.
Starting with the Mozambique Special. This one with stability and perfect breadbasket. Then we have a MP7 with rate of fire and stabilize. a FAMAS with armor damage and nearsighted, and finally a first wave PF45 with accuracy and in sync. Looking at the gear items, we have a Eclipse backpack with skill damage, Aegis chest piece with hazard, 511 backpack with armor regeneration, headshot, and composure, and finally a Wyvern chest piece with unbreakable status effects and headshot damage. Looking at the mods, we have headshot 6.9, drone plus 2 extra bombs, turret plus 1 extra mortar, and sticky bomb blast radius of 5.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South. No, not really. Not really. Excuse me. Moving on. Now, this one's pretty quick. We're just going to jump over to the castle settlement. Nothing too crazy. Fast travel to the descent entrance and go pet the dog.
Active.
Once you do that, you can run over to the vendor before the music blares out your eardrums. Hey, what up? What up, doggy? Oh, that was a one and done. All right. Oh, the dog's going this way this time. All right, Ransom, I see you. All right. Castle settlement. Big money, no whammies. Starting with the designated hitter. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect reformation. And this week it comes with health damage. Next up, we have a M700 Carbon with crit hit damage and vindictive. And finally, a military M60 with armor damage and in sync. Looking at the gear items, we have a Petrov mask with hazard and status effects, and a Douglas and Harding holster with crit hit damage and max health. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.6, chem launcher heals 5.8, hive plus 4 stem charges, pulse skill haste 4.8, and trap duration of 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from the castle settlement. Nothing really, to be honest. And that will just go ahead and leave us with our next vendor. That's going to be the DZ East vendor, and that will conclude our Dark Zone vendors. Now, for DZ East, I go to the Alpha checkpoint. It is quicker than going to the main entrance. You get a double loading screen, but it's okay. Just exit out the checkpoint, and you're good to go. Now for DZ East, we have big money, the Black Friday. This is a good one. That is a PvP exclusive named item. The Black Friday is the named LMG with perfectly unhinged. Now this one comes with headshot damage, but what I would do is recalibrate that headshot off for armor damage, and then you're good to go. Looking at the other weapons, we have a surplus SVD with crit hit damage and sadist, and the Big Show with max LMG damage, crit hit damage, and perfect thunderstrike. You could easily just change the crit hit damage to max damage to armor, and then just optimize that damage target to the cover, and you're good to go for the Big Show. Looking at the gear items, we have a Aegis mask with health, Heartbreaker holster with hazard, China Light mask with skill damage and skill haste, that's a good one, and a Fenris holster with crit hit damage and status effects. This is also a good one. So for the China Light mask, you could pick that one up and keep it the way it is for your skill build, or change the skill haste to status effects and use it that way. And then for the Fenris holster, you could change the status effects to crit chance and go double crit, and that could be pretty cool for that Fenris holster. Not bad. But finishing up with the mods here, we have skill duration 8.3, chem launcher radius 5.9, hive plus 4 stinger charges, pulse radius 8.5, and trap duration of 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East. Pick up the Black Friday. That's a good pickup for sure. The China Light mask and the Fenris holster aren't bad. Both of these aren't bad, but they're too expensive at the DZ vendors. I would wait and just get it from Conflict or Countdown or crafting it or what have you. All right, that is it. Let's keep it moving. Here we are at the theater. Here we go.
Glad you're here.
At the theater, we have the Mop. This is the named 612 shotgun with armor on kill, and this one comes with Spike for the talent. What I would do is change Spike to preservation, and you're good to go. This is actually a really fun shotgun to use. Highly recommend trying it out. Following that, we have a 612 shotgun with preservation. That's hilarious. But this one with headshot damage. What you could do here is just change the headshot to damage targets at cover. Get more damage, but less armor on kill. Following that, we have a SOCOM M1A, which will also be fully auto next update. This will be a fully auto rifle. This week, reload speed and preservation for the talent. Looking at the gear items, we have a Cheska pair of gloves with crit hit damage and weapon handling. Just change the weapon handling to crit chance, go double crit, you're good to go. And then finally, Hilligod knee pads with explosive resistance and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have pulse resistance 8.6, seeker mine radius 4.1, shield deflector damage 4.3, firefly +1 max target, and decoy health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The mop is a good one. The Cheska gloves is a good one. Both of those. All right. And that will leave us with New York City. So this will be it. No more editing, no more jumping around and all that goodness. But we will finish up with Marco and then finally Roy Benitez. Now, thank you for sticking with me throughout this video. I do appreciate it. And thank you again for all of the ongoing support here recently. I truly appreciate all the kind words and gestures from all of you. Thank you so much. Here is Marco at the Haven Settlement. Starting with the TKB 408 with crit chance and nearsighted. Military L86 with swap speed and preservation. A perfect LVOAC. Pick this one up right now. Pick this one up right now, okay? Pick up 2 if you want. No, I'm just playing. Pick up 1, all right? And put it in your stash. Next update, this will be fully auto, and this one has damage to targets at a cover. Just change the preservation off for whatever talent you want. I highly recommend Flatline. That way you get the amplified damage. Highly recommend. So LVOAC, pick this one up right now and keep it for next update. Really, really good pickup. And then finally for the weapons, a 93R with accuracy and salvage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Cheska chest piece with crit chance, weapon handling, and overwatch. Brazos gloves with armor regen and repair skills. And a Palisade Steelworks holster with crit chance and skill damage. Yeah, finishing up with the mods. We have Headshot 6.9, Repair Skills 16.2, Turret Health 7.6, Firefly Skill Haste 5.7, and Trap Duration of 4.1. Now, must buy things to look for from Marco. The LVOAC. All day. All day. Pick up that LVOAC and change it to Flatline. You will be happy. Now, our last vendor, Roy Benitez. But first, make sure you pet the dog. Interact with this dog twice. The first one, it's always the same default, but that second one, ooh, it's random. He could try to roll over. He could try to shake your hand. He could just sit there and bark at you. Let's see what he does. And, oh, he's going to try to shake my hand. Aw, look at that. Nice. And here we go. Last vendor, Roy Benitez. Starting with the AUG AR. This one with stability and vindictive. A military RPK with flatline. Heyo. Pick up this RPK right now. Change the magazine size off for damage to armor. This is a perfect RPK. So we have a perfect LVOAC and a perfect RPK. Both in New York City. Following that, we have a M870 with max armor damage, magazine size, and ignited. And then finally, a X45 with flatline and crit hit damage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Zoo chest piece with weapon handling, repair skills, and explosive delivery. Hanayu knee pads with crit hit damage and health. And Hanayu mask with repair skills and health. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.2. Protection from elites 11%. Seeker Mine damage 4.1, Firefly +1 max target, and Sticky Bomb blast radius of 4.7. Now, must buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez, the RPK. All day. Change the magazine size off for damage to armor. You're good to go. All right.
Glad we could help each other out.
Now, that concludes all of the vendors. That is a complete weekly vendor reset for all of the vendors, including Cassie and Danny Weaver. I'm Kamikazevondoom. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's always cool to see where everyone's from. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.